Hello everyone, my name is Pramod Kumar. I'm a senior manager at Regimus Technologies Private Limited, Bangalore. Welcome you all to the first course on digital signal processing. Our basic focus would be in analyzing the signals, performing various filter analysis, taking real-time audio into MATLAB and then processing it. And also we'll have few examples where we'll be able to generate code, that's your standard IEEE Verilog or VHDL code, and C programming, that's your embedded C code, and deploying the algorithms on hardwares like Raspberry Pi, BeagleBone Black, or your 7 series FPGA from Xilinx. So we'll be just analyzing all the parameters of real-time signal and processing it and then deploying the algorithms on hardware. So that's the flow which we have in, which will be following in this particular course of ours. To start off with this particular course, we have seen there is a lot of advancement in last few years in the area of digital signal processing. As you look into this particular area, you see a lot of researchers, engineers working in this area for better understanding and investigation of signals which would help in their domain area. So basically, when you look into this particular course, our basic focus is towards your VTU syllabus of the lab experiments. Followed by that, we have certain examples and demonstrations which we'll be implementing, which would help them in their theoretical aspect of the DSP in understanding the signal processing and digital signal processing aspects of current trend. To be more specific, let us start out with the definition of a signal processing. Now, when you look into the signal processing, there are a lot of definitions when you look into various papers. But when you look into certain standard journals, you see that signal, as stated by them, a signal is a physical process whose parameter change in accordance with the transmitted message. So the signal is a medium or a storage medium in general, what they meant to say. So these signals are basically classified into two groups, that is random signal and deterministic signals. So we represent these signals in terms of mathematical model or functions. We can also define signal processing in terms of area of operation. Basically, when you look into the area disciplines in terms of control system, communication theory, or digital communication, signal processing is widely used. Thus, signal processing can be defined as the area of applied mathematics that deals with the operation or analysis of signals in either discrete or continuous time to perform useful operation on those signals. Now, when you look into the signal processing toolbox, which is available in MATLAB, so if you go to www.mathworks.com and then go into the products page, you'll be able to see this page here. So when you look into this corresponding page, you can see it talks about signal processing and analysis. So you can see we can use different kinds of functions, apps to analyze and process different signals and extract features from uniform and non-uniform sample of signals, which we'll be doing in our course of action. You see, these days you see machine learning and deep learning algorithms also applied for signals for various feature extraction. So we'll be also doing a lot of courseworks on pre-processing, feature extraction, labeling, dataset management. So we would be taking a lot of examples and associating. Similarly, we have certain apps like Signal Analyzer app, Filter Design Analysis app, and we'll be designing our own filters and extracting different parameters as per our region of interest. So this is one of the page which you can look into. Okay, you can see that digital filters and the apps, analog filters and the spectrum analysis. So all these things, a brief documentation and corresponding examples are out there which you can refer in. But we'll see into that whatever course you take up during this particular thing would cover up all these parameters associated to it. We would cover certain analysis with respect to vibration analysis also. So if there is a earthquake, or connect Arduino with a vibration sensor, take that corresponding data and plot the corresponding data in terms of a graph and visualize the real-time data. So these kind of analysis basically we'll be doing in and the details of this is pointed out here. If there are any further clarifications also required from our end, you can get back to us at info@agimusdeck.com. So I'll be sharing you all the details at the end of the session. So let us come back to our slide here. So we are talking about taking apps and analyzing the signals where you'll be able to analyze the various characteristics. You can see this is a real-time signal which has been loaded into it. This is whale 1, the signal, and this is 2, and the corresponding spectrum analysis in terms of frequency, time, and you can analyze the noise parameter and other characteristics of a real-time signal. Now, as far as the command inline functions and categories which will be working in, these are few to be mentioned below. In terms of analog filter, digital FIR, IIR, analog, and wave generation and linear prediction. So these are few of the areas which we'll be focusing in terms of the design aspect. Followed by that, we'll be taking the real-time spectrum analysis which are available in MATLAB and projecting that in terms of a real-time window. We'll also be focusing on what is called as GUIs, where GUI can be used for filter design and analysis. Like there's a command called as FTA tool, and you can use that and design various filters, windowing techniques, design and analysis of it, signal porting and analysis, and the corresponding spectrum analysis of it. So if I take a small example of plotting a graph in terms of a impulse response and plotting two different graphs across my t and y, I'll be starting up with t is equal to incrementing in the steps of 0.1 going up to 1. So I can directly write a command called as plot of t, but I want to find out the impulse, unit step, and the ramp of the corresponding signal. So that's the reason I write y is equal to ones of 1 or 1. So ones is a inbuilt function which is available, which generates, if I say ones of 3, it gives a 3 cross 3 matrix where all the elements are 1. Similarly, that is 0. So then I say y is equal to t, and then I say t dot raised to 2, which is an exponential, and then square root of 2 pi by 4t, which generates a square wave every 0.25 seconds. And again I say y is equal to sine of the corresponding sines, which is generating a waveform of 50 Hz and 120 Hz. And then I say there are two variables, that's your t and y. I say plot t comma y, which will give me the corresponding graph. So at the same time I want to zoom in the corresponding graph here, whatever plot has happened, and so I can write plot t 1 comma 1 is to 50 and y is equal to 1 is to 50. So it will zoom in and the corresponding graph can be visualized. So we'll be switching to MATLAB, and then we'll be performing the real-time execution. So this is our details. So just minimize this, come back to MATLAB here, and let us start off with the coding associated to it. So to start off with, if I say t, I'm defining a variable. I said 0, incrementing in the steps of 0.01 or 2 going up to somewhere around 30, and semicolon. So if I don't put semicolon, what happens is the results get echoed, and if I put a semicolon, the results would not get echoed. So you can see t has been defined, and I say plot of t, the corresponding graph, plot of t, and press enter. You will be able to see the corresponding graph which is linear. So whatever t variable you have taken, you have plotted the corresponding graph of it.